February the 20th. I'm sorry, February. I'm trying to move us ahead too fast. Today is February the 2nd, 2015. I want to welcome you to world-renowned motivational speaker, speech coach, and best-selling author, Les Brown's Monday Night Motivation, featuring Les Brown and the Platinum Speakers, Voices of Hope. For those of you that have joined us before, and to the first-time listeners, this is your place for motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. I am Anita Hicks, your host, peak performance strategist, and life coach. Thank you so much for investing in yourself and joining us tonight. And tonight, Les Brown is still out of the country, changing the world, speaking across the world, making a difference. But he sent one of his finest platinum speakers tonight. So I want to tell you who this phenomenal speaker is. His name is Tinkus Adar. And let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Adar. While committed and extreme determination along with hard work, he became a leading dental professional, not only with his skill set, but also with his ability to communicate to others. Ready to work, hard for his dreams and goals, he arrived in the United States at the age of 22 with a bag, $300, a handful of English words, and not knowing anybody. But he had a burning desire to make a difference in the world by becoming best at his dental skills and by helping others do the same. For over 36 years, he has studied the secrets, principles, and the impact and psychological efforts on consumers and has applied his knowledge in his own life with extraordinary results. A lifelong student of learning how the great have become so, he has been inspired to teach others around the world of his passion in life design, communication skills, and other strategies that he uses in his life to help others believe in themselves and accomplish their greatness. I am so excited. Tinkus Adar. Tinkus, I know I messed up your name, but I am so excited to have you on the call. Please tell the listeners on the call exactly how to pronounce your name.
You did great, Anita. Thank you so much, first of all. It's such an honor to be here at Les Brown Motivational Call because he's my dream come true for me as well. And my name is not so important. It's very simple. It's from Israeli name. It's Pinchas, Pinhas. So you did good. You did amazing. Thank you so much for having me on a call, Anita.
Well, I am so excited because, listen, I had an opportunity to meet you briefly in Atlanta when you first became a part of the Platinum Speakers. And I know it has not even been a year, but you are making such an impact, and I'm so excited to have you on the call tonight. So I am going to mute the call, and I want the listeners to hear your story, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to give them the opportunity to learn just a little bit more about you.
Thank you so much, and welcome everybody all over the world. I'm really blessed to be here, and I'll tell you what, I mean, the journey that I've been on, it's amazing, and I'm still growing, and I'm still killing myself to become something I'm not yet. So I'm with you. I understand if you're looking for motivation, this is the place. Les Brown, who amazingly changed my life when he spoke to my heart, and hopefully some of the things and strategies I'm going to share with you, perhaps you already know that. Maybe you heard it from somebody else. But what I like to do to pave you some picture of what's possible. Because as you get ready to take charge of your business life or personal life, you know, it's really hard today with the economy and the speed of change that's going on in the world. Sometimes we get stuck. Even today, as far as accomplished and people say I am, I mean, I'm stuck myself daily. And I love it because I'm stretching myself, and that's the thing that I'm going to share with you. So we have only 20 minutes, but I'm giving you like 4 different points that I think is going to help you perhaps to get unstuck and go to the next level. My favorite quote from Les Brown is, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss it, you land among the stars. And my life really wasn't that simple when I first started my journey. When I was at age 5, just a brief preview, it was a turning moment in my life where I was from USSR, which is Soviet Union, Georgia, in fact. It's ironic. And now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, a free country. So I come from Russia, communist country, to Atlanta, Georgia. But at age 5, what happened is that 3 o'clock at night, there was a knock on the door. 3 o'clock at night. Imagine, at age 5, I was 5 years old. I'm a middle child. My family was sleeping. KGB broke down the doors, and they took my dad away. They destroyed everything in the house. So as a kid, you don't know what's going on. You see all the women screaming. Everybody's crying. I had no idea. But my dad was gone. This person, I thought he was my mentor. So about 5 years in prison, when he got out, we finally were lucky enough to escape and went to Israel. Israel is a free country just like U.S., but they have other challenges over there, which taught me lots of lessons. But what I noticed that my dad got out of prison, and some of you may be listening here, and you feel like you're in a prison, and you become a prisoner of life. He had 3 jobs, starting over, tried to support the family. In fact, my mom was working all the time, so I didn't really have parents when I was growing up. We were raised ourselves, and I was a middle child, and I felt responsible to be a man of the house. So during the time, the challenging time, I've always wanted to live different because I saw so many people live different lives, and I didn't understand why my dad has to work so hard, 3 jobs, to survive. And at age 14, I was lucky enough to come across a profession that I fell in love, and I had passion for it, and I was gifted in ways, but I worked really hard, day and night, to get good at it. And during the journey of this professional development, I met mentors that helped me along the way. I didn't do it myself, but I had to put my time and sweat and tears into it. So I didn't have distractions in my life. But as you look at your life, your goals, and your dreams, what holds you back? You know, sometimes what holds us back, it's not what you think. Some people think, I need more money to do something. I need, my kids to go out of the house maybe to start living. I mean, everybody has excuse, and all the excuses are created equal. They all sound good. But we don't need anything. We just need to make the decision and commitment and take action. Because without action, it doesn't matter how many goals you have, how many dreams you have to take personal responsibility. So as you look at your goals and dreams, at your professional life, personal life, or social contribution, you have to remember that the impossible dreams and it's possible. As Les Brown always say, it's possible. Don't say I can do it. Say it's possible, because if somebody else done it, you can do it too. Even if you look at the word impossible, there is I am in there, so I am possible. And this is the key that you have to remember. You have to trust yourself. So during the journey, when I was 18, I went to the army. And Israeli army, they put me in the tank division. And I didn't know that I would survive because, we had lots of challenges in the army, but I learned a lot. But because my skill sets, they moved me to a hospital to help them to develop the smile designs because I'm in the dental industry. And then I was doing some instruments and products for soldiers that were harmed in horrible deformities that they had during those ages of 18, 19, 20. So looking at those kids, and I was honored to be able to help them with my skills and talent, I had another turning point in my life where I asked myself, what's the meaning of life? But instead of asking what's the meaning of life, I asked myself, what is the meaning of my life? And that's what you have to ask yourself. What is the purpose of your life? Because we are all unique gifts of God. We're here for a purpose. For temporary season, we have to take advantage and get out what we came here for. So I promised myself after the army, if I survived that, because I could have been those soldiers, I could have been in the tanks, have all those horrible accidents, but my life was spared. So I decided to go and leave the country and chase my dream. Now, with the speed of change today, things change so fast. We are experiencing not only the 21st century, we'll experience 20,000 years of change because it's such an accelerated rate. We have to be very focused in what we're doing. Eric Schmidt, CEO of Google, when he was CEO, he actually said something that actually stuck in my head. All the information ever created in human history up to 2003 is created every day. Every day. That means information download, it's not what you need to take you to your dreams and your final destination. Because anybody can download any information, but you need the action. You need the processing power of what's important, what's relevant. Because as Les Brown says, if information was enough, everyone will be skinny, rich, and happy. But that's not the case, is it? So we create the life that we live. So when I left to Europe, and at the time, it was challenging because I had a very good offer before I left. My boss actually came to me at the time, and he offered me $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Can you imagine 30 plus years ago? That was a lot of money for a kid. I was 21. So what would you do? That's temptation. That's life's temptation. They'll give you tests. So that was a test for me, but I made promise when I was in the Army. I said, if my life's spared, I'm going to go for my dream, no matter what. So I decided to decline the money. But the mind has a trick on his own because we all have this inner voice that talks, maybe you should take that money. And my friends, my families always say, why don't you take the money, make some money for 2 years, and then can travel the world? But inside I knew that if I took the money, my life will be different. I will be stuck, just like so many people do that. So I decided to take the journey, and I remember during the trips, I was saving money because I had no money there, and I was sleeping on park benches with many homeless people around, putting my bags in a train station and just saving the money, looking at the bench and looking at the sky, and I'm looking at the stars. And I call that as a 5-star experience because I had more than 5 stars looking at it. And I enjoyed this because I was dreaming, I was fantasizing, I was envisioning the life that I wanted. And Einstein is right. Imagination is a preview of what's coming. What I am now today and what I accomplished, everything I've done, it just was in the dream when I was 21. But if I took that money, $10,000, probably wouldn't be. It would be a different kind of journey. So I came to the U.S. when they invited me to help them to expand their practice and develop some books in the practice that they offer me a job. I came with $300. People ask me, what kind of title do you have? And I say, well, I didn't speak many English words, so I say, I have PhD. Well, PhD, that's very impressive. How do you do that at such a young age? Well, it's very simple. I was poor, I was hungry, and I was driven. And that's my PhD. So if you're listening to this, you are PhD because you're hungry. You have to be hungry. Les Brown talks about you have to be hungry. And I was hungry for my dream. So people are looking at you. Some people try to behave and see how they look like for other people's eyes when they're looking. But what's important is how do you look when nobody's looking? And you're on stage no matter where you are. It's not just on stage, but in private life with friends, families. You always, always checked and criticized. So strategies for success in life or personal life, you have to protect yourself from yourself. You have to make it hard to do the wrong thing. And it's so hard. It's so hard to do that sometimes. We get tempted with, if it's food consumption, or watching television too long, or putting our dreams on shelf and say, we'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. And then we get trapped into this prison just like my dad was with 3 jobs and no hope. So we have to approve ourselves. We have to approve ourselves what we want to be true to ourselves and ignore all the noises around us when somebody says it's impossible. You just say to yourself, I am possible. I'm here for a purpose. Our mental mind is designed very uniquely by God. The purpose of our mind is not to make us happy or successful or rich or poor. The sole purpose of our brain is to keep us alive. So we have to develop our mental resilience, because in life, whatever you put in front of your eyes or in your ears, that's how it programs your brain. So our brain is programmed between age 1 and 5. Whatever happens during those days, that's the life you're living. You don't even be aware of that. And if you add to that all the television and all this smartphones and news and everything that comes in media, it creates the vision of your life, the reality of your life, perverted view of life, of how the world is. So you have to nourish yourself. You have to nourish physically but also mentally. And this is part of the process that I engaged to be where I am now. It wasn't by accident. Everything I've done was just a path to take me to the next step. I do personally more than 30 minutes a day. And people say if you do 30 minutes a day in the morning, 30 minutes at night, because that's the most important times of your day before you go to bed and when you wake up, your day is going to be better. And constantly do it, because it's like weeds. You know, the bad thoughts, bad things that you think about, they're going to creep up no matter what. And some people say, well, you know, my brain is doing good, it's clean, I'm a positive person, but you need those things to help you, to stretch you, to get some ideas. Because when tough time comes, and typically they do, if you're alive, things are going to happen to you. That's when you need the most all those voices and all this programming of your mind. So we constantly have to nourish our mind. Henry David Thoreau wrote that, do not go where the path may lead you, go where there is no path and leave a trail. And I know I travel on trail that wasn't there before. So you always have to dream big, because the cost of a dream, it's the same if you dream big or if you dream small. To me, the way I think so big, even today. I mean, I stretch myself, and my wife tells me, I mean, these dreams are so big. I mean, are you sure you're going to make it? But maybe we don't make the dreams. It doesn't matter. But as long as it's unrealistic, even if you go a little bit below that, it's okay. It's okay, because it costs you the same. But because it's so stretching goals, you're going to become the person you need to be to achieve those. You know, Michelangelo said that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. And most people don't aim at all. They give up. So when you look at your life and your dreams, and you're listening to this course and Les Brown and other voices, great speakers, platinum speakers, what's your dream? Is it big enough? Is your dream scares you? Because if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. You know, you cannot be average anymore in this life, because if you're average, you're going to be replaced. It's very, very easy to replace average things and people. You have to be extraordinary. You have to be unique. You have to create demand, create some uniqueness to nobody else. And you are a gift of God. You have greatness in you. You have to remember that, no matter what people tell you. Lots of people that paved the way and are actually idolized, and we say how great they were. You know, Martin Luther King, Einstein, Steve Jobs. You know, some people come from different backgrounds. Do you know that Steve Jobs, who actually was the most talked about person in this century with his achievement, he was adopted just like Les Brown. His parents, when they were young, college kids, they gave him up. They didn't want him. So did he have excuse not to succeed? Yes. He could say, well, you know, I'm adopted. My parents didn't even want me. Let's have a pity party, and let's not do anything. But he didn't waste time there. And that's what we need to look at ourselves. That's what we need to do daily. And that's where the nourishing of your mind and whatever you put in your front of your eyes and your ears will control your life and destiny. And you have to be adaptable, because the constant stage of change, because it changes so fast, you have to be adaptable. You always have to maneuver, because the goal and the dream doesn't have to change. It can be the same. Maybe the path will change. Maybe you have to be adaptable. Maybe you have to change your strategy. So the principles and strategies you adopt, that's the key. You have to be flexible. The next thing that helped me is radical change. Radical change means take no prisoners, burn all the bridges, just all the boats, and there is no going back. When I was there at night on park benches, that little voice came to me and said, Pinkas, what are you doing here? People ask me, how are you doing? I say, amazing. My parents, I talk to them once a month from post office. They ask me, how is it going? When are you coming back? I said, no, I'm doing amazing. I got 5-star hotels. They didn't know exactly what's going on. I had my imagination. I didn't say it's amazing bad or amazing good. I just say it's amazing. You don't have to explain yourself to others. Don't complain. Don't whine to people. They don't care. And misery has company. I've seen many people who complain and gossip and hang around and then say, no, my story is worse than yours. And they compete whose story is worse. It's not about whose story is worse. What are you going to do about it? And I had to do. I didn't have any choice. I didn't have support of my family, my friends. They told me not to do what I'm doing. So I had no friends. It was lonely up there. It was a lonely journey. But I wasn't alone. I was with myself. And the sounds of people who achieve successes through the sound of Earl Nightingale. You become what you think about. Thoughts have power. So I had to reprogram my mind, and I knew I did not want to have 3 jobs just like my dad. So sometimes we do things that we love, and that's why we do it. But, sometimes if you focus on things that you hate, if you hate homelessness, if you hate cancer, if you hate unfairness, I hate mediocrity. I fight that every day, and that's what my purpose is, to show that excellence and greatness is possible, to show people in my profession and everywhere else to be an example. Not just talk about it, just be one. Like Gandhi say, be the message you want to be. So radical change means I had to be willing to let who I was die to be able to give birth to who I must become and still becoming. And, Les Brown blessed me so much with just a few months that I've been engaging with him because he gave me the strategies how to share the stories, how to empower people with their heart, not just their mind, because, like I said, information is downloadable. Anybody can get it. And there is something that he said when his mentor told him, don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. He's so right. And I'm so glad that I didn't let other people's opinion become my reality, because I'll be still there maybe with $10,000 a month, but my life will be completely different. And I'm so blessed now that me and Debbie, my wife, she was my dream. I found her through my journey. If I never came through the path, I would never find her. And there was a time when I saw her, it was the same. I knew she was mine. It was in my dream. It wasn't something I planned on. When you find something, you'll know when it's right. And we always have to engage in collaborative achievement, driven supportive relationship. Les talks about it. So important. Don't hang around with negative people, whiners. Whining is not an option. So multitasking today is such a big, powerful thing. Many people think if you do multitask, you are a champion, but it's actually really bad for you. So many people get distracted by telephones and cell phones and texting, and they get distracted from really what matters. It's so hard to be focused and do what's important. If you learn to control your attention in this environment and focus on your goals and dreams, then finally you can conquer your life. My journey has not over. Success, you can never own success. You cannot be saying, well, I'm successful now, let's rest. I'm good, I got so much money and that's what I wanted. I got nice family, nice cars, nice possessions. No. You rent it. Success is only for rent. And then guess what? You pay rent every day. If you don't do things every day for achieving success and sustain it or expand it, you lose your success. And you've seen some people who achieve success and they lost it all because they got lazy. They got too comfortable. They found their groove, and the groove became their grave. So be careful. Success is not as complicated as people make appear. It's very simple. as Jim Rohn says, it's small, insignificant choices daily. Small, insignificant choices. There is something that I want to leave you with because Jim Rohn, he shared that in his teaching and philosophies. The universal law is very simple. You can complain about everything, but have you noticed, is anybody complaining about gravity? I never heard anybody complain about gravity. Because if you take a good person, bad person, they go in high rise and they jump together, they're all going to end up the same way. Because they know gravity is universal law. So is law of attraction. But there is a three-step process in life, and you cannot eliminate that. If you're a farmer, first you have to plant your seed, then you have to cultivate it, and then you have to harvest. And quite often today's life, we like everything fast, and we try to skip the cultivation process. They want plant and harvest. We want it right now, or yesterday. And let me ask you this. If your wife, or if you're a lady and you're pregnant, how long it takes to do a baby, to develop a baby? It's a 9-month process. You cannot speed the process. So success is exactly the same way. You can't have it right away. Because if you have a baby in 3 months, as human, that's a curse. It's a problem. It's a challenge. You don't want to speed up. If you want to be wealthy fast, you're going to have trouble because you're not the person you need to be to sustain that wealth. So the journey will help you. And Jim says, things like small things daily that we do or don't do, it's easy to do, but easy not to do. Will it destroy you right away? No, it doesn't. If you eat bad every day, same day, you won't have a heart attack and die. But if you do it 10 years later, every day, it has a compound effect. So is success. If you do something insignificant, you think it's not going to help to your success? But it does. It's an over period of time. It's called compound effect, and that's the most powerful law of universe. So if you improve, and I'm not saying 100% every day, but improve only 0.3% a day. Just that. Anybody can achieve that. And that's one of the things about nourishing your brain, your mind daily. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, better than nothing. And then at night, 0.3 a day. Next day you'll have 0.6. The third day 0.9. And by the time the year is over, you're 100% more than where you started. So I'd like to live with you with this concept of small, insignificant progress daily, consistently, will achieve your dreams and goals and desires. Thank you, Anita. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Pinchas. That was such a powerful, powerful message. You said some powerful things. You talked about protecting yourself from yourself.
Yes, yes.
When you were having your 5-star experience with your PhD.
Yes.
So yes. I know you didn't have the voices of Les Brown and Jim Rohn at the time, so what sustained you? I know we have some listeners on the call right now. Some of them are new. Some of them have been listening for a long time. So what was one of the things you can say that really helped sustain you that you can share? I know you've shared great wealth, and I know some people are saying that's just too simple. So what would be the one thing that they could just hold on to right now while they're in that situation?
Well, as I mentioned, that I was always a lone type of person. I never followed the crowd. I was not popular. I wasn't doing what other people did. I want to be different. So that's sometimes, some people don't like that. They like to fit in a crowd. It wasn't me. So what I noticed that I actually had power to control the way I felt. I discovered that several times through my journey when I was young as well as in the Army. I can make myself really upset in a way that I'm really upset, like seriously, like crazy and yelling. Or I can be calm and more understanding and compassionate. And I knew that I was controlling it. I discovered that early age, and I said, wow, that's kind of interesting. So I didn't know how I came across, but I saw it because my brother was wild Indian, my sister was older, and I've seen the way they behave, and I said, well, let's try something else because it appears not to work for them. So let's try something different. And so I was a middle child, so I was always experimenting since I was 5 years old. Because when my dad left us, when he went to jail, I took responsibility as a kid because I was the man of the house. I was strong, and I thought I was the man because he's gone. Somebody has to take care of the family. My mom was 23 at the time when we lived with my grandmother, so we had nothing. They took everything. So it was tough. It was tough. But, yeah, I discovered that, and that's what kept me going.
That is so awesome. Now, I know the listeners that are on the call tonight, they want to hear more of your story. So tell them how they can get in touch with you and how they can book you for an event. Or tell me exactly what you have going on right now.
Well, it's very simple. You can email me. It's info, I-N-F-O, at adar, A-D-A-R, .net. That's the best way to reach us. And with the Success Academy, well, we help people to create a bigger vision for themselves, people who are willing to change, and we help them strategies and techniques how to do that, because it's, like I said, it's a process. It's not overnight event. You cannot go one weekend and learn all the stuff and you're going to be great next time. I mean, it doesn't happen that way. It didn't happen to me. I'm still growing, I'm still developing, and I'm always like a sponge. So you have to be a sponge, you have to be willing. And so to reach us, you can email us, we can send you some information. You can also access our YouTube. And my wife has also very good information for relationship. We're doing some of the relationship topics for people because so many people are dying together, not growing together, and we like to help them, give them some hope, how to stay together and grow together and have a meaningful life, and that's what we do.
Well, that is so awesome. For those of you listening on the call, Debbie and Tinkas, they have a wonderful relationship. So if you want somebody to come and speak on relationship, this is who you need to get to come. Now, I know you're very busy, so do you have enough time to just chat with a few listeners, just take a few minutes to just chat with maybe a couple of listeners that have called in?
It will be my honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, so for those of you that are on the call, *6 to unmute your handset. We're going to...
Anita, before you let everyone in, can you hear me?
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
I just wanted to congratulate...
Anita, what is the email address again?
Hold on one second. Go ahead, Stacey.
Thank you.
I just want to congratulate you, Pinkas. Wonderful call, great information. I know the listeners want to get more. Absolutely fantastic job, my friend.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You and Anita, I mean, you guys do such a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now, Tinkas, go ahead and say your email one more time.
It's info, I-N-F-O, at adar, A-D like David, A-R, .net.
Okay, all right. So, and then I had a few other people someone else that had a comment or question.
I just want to say thank you, guys. This is Myron Philbin. I just want to say thank you. Great message. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
How you doing, Nita? This is Serge. How are you?
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes, I'm very well. And yes, sir, I heard you on the call, my friend. I just want to know, do you have a website or anything, or do you hold conference calls or anything, you and Debbie, or anything of that nature?
Yes, we do have. We have a YouTube channel. We have several videos that we put on her channel as well. It's called Debbie, D-E-B-B-Y, TV. And then you can check her out, and you can see me there as well. And then you can Google my name, and you can go to YouTube as well. And there are several videos as well. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to keeping contact with you. And also, Nita, it's very good, man.
Thank you so much. Someone
okay, Nita, take care.
We hear someone in the background. If you would mute your handset, please. We can hear your conversation in the background. If you would mute your handset, please.
You know, when he get his chance.
Hold on one second. We're going to have to. Okay, Tinkas, I think that someone is having a side conversation. So we're going to just go ahead and mute the call.
They was up like.
Hold on one second. I'm trying.
All callers are muted.
Okay, I think that someone has their phone unmuted and we have a side conversation. So go ahead and give your information one more time on how the listeners can reach you.
Yes, the best way is to go to send us email, info at adar.net. And you spell it I-N-F-O at A-D-A-R.net. You can also Google my name, And then you can go to YouTube. We have some channels of messages that we have, as well as DebbieTV.com, Debbie, D-E-B-B-Y, TV. And that's a YouTube channel, and there are lots of videos there about relationship and some empowerment messages from her as well.
Well, thank you so much for this powerful message that you brought for us tonight. And listeners, thank you so much for joining us. Now I want to tell you about the upcoming training that Les Brown is having in Kissimmee, Florida on February the 20th and 21st. And it's called Speak to the World. There are still some slots available, so if you definitely want to be a part of it, I want you to contact Valerie Parker. And here is her telephone number. You can reach her at 954-724-0900. Again, that's Valerie Parker. If you want to be a part of the Speak to the World 2-day training with Les Brown and his mentor, Mike Williams, in Kissimmee, Florida, that's right next door to Orlando, Florida, February the 20th through the 21st, please contact Valerie Parker at 954-724-0900. And for those of you that want to connect with Les Brown and his platinum speakers like Tinkers and all of the others, Adar and all of the other platinum speakers you hear, we want you to go to our new website. And the website is LesBrownPlatinumSpeakersNetwork.com. Now, if that's too complicated for you, you can go to LBPSN.com, which is LesBrownPlatinumSpeakersNetwork.com, LBPSN. And you can connect with all the platinum speakers 7 days a week. And we appreciate you for joining us each and every week, and invite someone on the call next week. And for those of you that are interested in being a part of Les Brown's Platinum Speakers, you can email me, Anita, that's ANITA, at ANITAHICKS.com. Again, that's Anita at AnitaHicks.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Tinkers, thank you so much for such a powerful, powerful message. We appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and Debbie when I come through Atlanta.
Thank
give
you.
Her my love and tell
Anita,
her I said.
And I want to say something about Les Brown's teaching techniques. If anybody is thinking about they don't need that, they're mistaken, because we are all in speaking business. We talk to people every day, to family members. Les will help you to go to the next level. If you never experienced it, he's the best. I'm just telling you. That's all.
Absolutely. And Tinkers, you're one of the, how long have you been a platinum speaker?
Like a few months, maybe like 7 months, 7 months maybe.
7 months. And one thing I can say about you, you are actually doing the work, so I applaud you for that, and thank you so much. So you heard it, everyone. If you, too, want to become a platinum speaker, you can be a platinum speaker as well. So hopefully you will join us in February at the 2-day training with Les Brown and his mentor, Mike Williams, or either you will become a platinum speaker. And as always, I want to remind each and every one of you to never, ever give up on your dreams, because the world awaits your light, your authentic gift. Good night, everyone.